Hey everybody, Don here again, and welcome back to my new channel, Ragged Edge Lured Works. Today I'm going to paint up three of these. I guess it's a deep diver. I thought I mistakenly called it a medium diver before, but judging from the angle of this lip, this thing will dive pretty deep. And I'm going to do something different than I've tried before. Normally I prime my baits in Opaque White, but today I'm going to prime it in Opaque Black. And the reason being is I'm going to wrap this in mesh, and then I'm going to top it off with pearlized silver. And I've seen some results where silver will really pop a whole lot better if it's done over black rather than white. Then I'm going to put maybe a little something on the top. I'm not sure. We'll put a little red under the chin and see how it comes out. Now, you look at this bill, you can see all those imperfections that I talk about on these bills. Well, I did what I've been taught to do now, and that is I rough these up with steel wool, get them really looking opaque. Then I'm giving them 2 light coats of this Rust-Oleum 2X clear. The bills have been coming out really nice. Crystal clear, gets rid of all those imperfections that you can see. It gives me the look I'm looking for. So hang out. Let's see what this comes out like. So here's the 3 lures I'm going to paint. I'm going to start off. I may put some pearlized white on the bottom, but most of the bait is going to be primed in this opaque black. Then I'm going to wrap it up with some mesh, and we're going to put silver on it. We've got some red. We've got some red for under the throat, and I am not sure what we're going to do on the top. Maybe some really light blue, maybe some, I don't know, maybe some chartreuse. We'll play it by ear, see what we come up with. Opaque black. That's what we're going to start off with. All right. Next, all right, let's get this this mesh put on here and try to get it nice and tight. With a bunch of these clips. I like these clips because they got the rubber on the ends and it keeps from scratching the baits. All right. Silver on black. We'll see how it looks. All right, here we go. Number 2. let's pull the screen off and get the big reveal. Oh, that looks kind of cool, doesn't it? Can you see the black through the silver? It's pretty subtle. I like that it's pretty subtle. It's yeah, I like it. It's really subtle. And that silver, man, that looks kind of cool on top of that black. It's not as bright as I thought it would be. I thought it would be a bit brighter, but I'm liking it. What do you guys think? All right. All right, I'm going to lighten up the bellies with some pearlized white. See how that looks. That silver over the black is really a cool color, but it's really not as silvery as I anticipated. That's all right. I like it. All right, let's see what happens when we put a little pearlized white. Not a lot. Just want to come up a little bit. All right, so I'm gonna darken up around this gills, get rid of those scales and around the eyes. Basically what I did was I just took a piece of tape and put it over here, and then just with the X-Acto knife cut along the edge of that raised up portion to give me a stencil that looks like that, which will give me a nice crisp line on the gill. I'm gonna cover this with black, and then I might go in and top it off with a little bit of gold. I think that looked pretty cool last time I did that. So instead of using that opaque black again, I'm going to go with pearl black. Just because the pearl colors seem to go pretty well with those silvers and golds. All right, what do I got? My pressure's a little high. All right. That gets rid of those gill marks, or not gill, scale marks. I don't know if I'm going to need to put any gold on that or not. I think that looks pretty good. Let's pull the stencil off. Have a look at it. Not too bad, huh? Let's put a little black on the top, real light, just to kind of get rid of the scales on the top, blend it in just a little bit. I like it. Let's heat set it and do the others the same way. right, so I painted the backs with a little of that pearlized black. I put the stencil back on, and I've got a little bit of that pearl copper, and I'm just gonna touch just a very, very light spray on that gill. Let's take a look. Yeah, really makes that gill kind of pop. We'll do that on the other two. Now I made a stencil out of some tape, just kind of the reverse of what I did before. And I'm just going to lighten this edge with red, and then the belly's going to be red. But I just want to get a kind of a defined line. Let's see how precise I can do this. And we're going to go with this Wicked Crimson Red. A couple drops is all I need. All right, let's see. Let's see what I can do. Trying to keep it mostly on the tape. Just a little bit of a line there, and then the bottom will get Now I'll remove that, and then we'll put more red on the bottom. Drop a super glue, Gorilla Glue. I decided to go with red eyes. All right, I've been stirring my True Coat Epoxy up for 5 minutes. I'm going to let that sit just for a minute. I'm going just a tad less than 1.1 to 1, slightly heavier on the hardener just because it's been giving me the best results. I had been using these cheap acid brushes I got from Harbor Freight, but I find they just lose too many bristles, so I switched over, at least for these small baits, to these really cheap little paint brushes that I got on Amazon. And I seem to have less bubbles, and I don't lose any bristles, so this is what I'm going with now. And they're not much more expensive than those acid brushes from Harbor Freight. And like I showed you, the bills have already been treated, so I don't want to get any epoxy on the bills. They were sprayed down with that 2X Rust-Oleum clear coat, which I'm really liking the way that that's working out. I'll get these coated up and put them on the rotisserie. All right, well, here's the finished product. So how do we get here? Well, we started off with a good coat of Opaque Black as a primer. Then we wrapped them in mesh. We put on several coats of pearlized silver, pulled that off. We lightened the bellies up with pearlized white, and darkened the backs up a little bit with pearlized black. Then we threw a little pearlized black on the gills, topped that off with a little pearlized gold. And then we trimmed out the gills and under the lip with some crimson red. Added some red eyes and some red hooks, and here you go. These will go down to Bobby's shop. Well, two of them. One of them's already been claimed, but two of those will go down to Bobby's shop. Hope you like this one. Thanks for coming along as always, and we'll see you next time. Peace.